Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. Coming at you is Breon Davis DeBell. If you're not following on my YouTube page that I just started promoting, it's brand new. I've got five or six followers on that one. It's not my old one, which I'm going to be moving over into this new one that's focused on not only storytelling but activism and how we can dive deeper into the human experience and how we got here, things like that. So I'm bringing to the United States some life coaching lessons and some experiences that I have gained through um, my work as an actor and storyteller. Today, I'm going to talk about a comment that I got on a video that I posted on Facebook. And I posted on Instagram. It got some great reactions, got some really loving reactions, and then one other reaction. And I wasn't sure who this person was, and I'm sorry. Uh, it wasn't familiar to me, but apparently she's part of my family, like a little bit removed. And their commentary was, don't worry, be happy. This is based on me being really frustrated with the current circumstances of how things are. And they say, you can't do anything about it. You did your part and voted. And then said, you do have control over where you will spend eternity. Love and pray for you. Um, so I appreciate that sentiment and I know where it comes from. I know I understand that the Christian ideology because I was raised in it. I went to a private Christian college. I know it. I've read the Bible multiple times, and I studied it in college. So my issue with this statement is that it's bypass. It's spiritual bypass. It is letting go of all responsibility as we live on this planet. What happens after here, I don't know. I honestly don't know, and I'm okay with not knowing. Okay. I don't need some sort of explanation. I don't believe that there is a God that would condemn me to hell. Like, I don't believe in that. So you can believe that, but that is not something that you put on to me. I can choose whether or not I believe in that. I base my experience on the gratitude and love and life experience that I have right now. This is what I know. This is what is tangible, that is, and it goes beyond tangible. I will say that. There are feelings and insights and philosophies and emotions and kind of a connection to a higher power. But I don't know all that. What I do know is what we source here and what we are willing to um, protect here. And that, in my experience, was what Jesus taught throughout his experience in the Bible. So when we only focus on what's happening after here, and we're not in responsibility, we're not being in responsibility around how we take care of one another here and how we live here in joy, in community, contribution, protect those who are less vulnerable, then we are in turn sourcing something that is that is not good. And whatever happens after here, I'm okay with because my concern here is how we treat one another and how we make this world that is a gift. And if you believe in God, it is a gift from that creator. It is a gift from that higher power. If you if you look at it that way, that's okay to look at it that way. How I experience it is that I love this planet. I love people. I love people of all walks, all shapes, all sizes, all colors, all backgrounds. And that is my concern. And what's happening right now in our country is that it has been taken over by a very small minority of people like Mike Johnson, um, other people that do not have our best interest in mind. And I'm not talking about just people of color. I'm not talking about just the LGBTQ community. I am talking about all of us. This is a power grab and a power control in the wake of someone who has confessed to not respecting women, confessed it, that cannot quote a Bible scripture, that has all of these things consistently following them constantly, and you are meaning to build a theocracy on the back of a man who, or in the steps in the wake of a man who has no concern for anyone or anything but himself. And a comment like this, while I get the sentiment, it is spiritual bypass. It is not being in responsibility. And I think my experience is that so often this belief system prevents us from being in responsibility now. That God will take care of it. That if I pray, then God is going to miraculously take care of everything. Well, we have a responsibility. We are responsible for taking care of that. We have the intelligence. Well, that's that's debatable currently. We have the consciousness. We have the ability to see things from a larger perspective. We have the means to take action, to be in action around injustices. And just really quick, from this is kind of an inspiration from Hawk Podcast. If you don't know Hawk Podcast, and maybe I'll tag them in this video. Great. He's much more straightforward than I am, and brings to the table and calls people out on their BS far more than I do currently. But I'm getting there. And the reason why I do that is because I approach everything, my coaching, I approach acting from an open space, and an open possibility of hearing the other side, listening and understanding, listening with the intention to understand. And so this is inspired from one of his messages, is what would this look like for all my Christian friends? For all of those of you who may not be Christian, but you support this administration for some reason, and how anybody could, what would this look like? The I guarantee you, so many things in your home were created, invented, designed by some member of the LGBTQ community. That the home was built by some group that you don't like. And I've said this before. What would it look like if you've ever been to a Broadway show, if you've ever listened to music that brings your soul and that carries you to a higher place, all of those people, I guarantee you, are someone you don't like. So if you get rid of all of these experiences, and you're and inevitably it's because these experiences, these people, artists and storytellers and musicians and scientists, challenge your belief system. If you get rid of all of that, what does it look like? And that's the question that Hawk was presenting, and it's true, and I've asked myself that question. What would it look like? And it would, I know, it ain't pretty.